Super Bowl 60 is going to be the freshest and most unique Super Bowl matchup we've seen in around the last 10 years. The last time we saw a matchup this unique was the Panthers against the Broncos in Super Bowl 50, and 10 years later, it feels like we've got a brand new matchup once again. Although the Patriots were in the Super Bowl just 7 years ago, this feels like a fresh Patriots team, with a new head coach and quarterback as well as the whole roster being different. And with the Seahawks, they're a completely refreshed roster as well from their last Super Bowl appearance over 10 years ago. In the last 10 years, we've only seen 9 different teams in the Super Bowl and only 4 different teams on the AFC side. With the Broncos and Bengals only being in the Super Bowl once in the last 10 years, the Chiefs and Patriots have made up 8 of the AFC's appearances. On the NFC side, though, we've seen a little more variation with the Panthers Falcons only appearing in one each, and the other 8 being spread between 3 different teams between the Eagles, Rams, and Niners. Before I go too deep into what really makes the Super Bowl feel so fresh compared to the last 10 or so years, go ahead and just let me know who you think's going to win and also comment your thoughts on the season as a whole as the 2025 season's coming to a close. One of the first things making the Super Bowl feel just like such a fresh wave compared to the last couple years is the fresh faces in the backfield. Of course, neither team's quarterback, Sam Darnold nor Drake May, have ever made it to the Super Bowl before. Unless you count Darnold being there as a backup for the Niners, but I wouldn't really say so. Then neither of these guys have started in the Super Bowl before. There have only been 13 quarterbacks in the last 10 years, and we have rarely seen a unique matchup. Newton and Manning along with Stafford against Burrow is the only real variety we've seen. Other than that, it's been repeat quarterbacks. Adding to the freshness, though, neither of these coaches has ever been to the Super Bowl in their coaching careers. This is only McDonald's second year as the Seahawks head coach, and Vrabel was never able to make it to the Super Bowl with the Titans. Although, as most of us know, he's been there and won it with the Patriots as a player. Moving on to the real nitty gritty of the matchup, though, which team in this game has the true advantage? I think the fair argument you can make is that the Patriots offense should be able to overcome the Seahawks defense, since they did in the championship game against the Broncos. One major flaw of that argument, though, is that the Broncos were missing Bo Nix. Now, of course, he doesn't play defense, but the Patriots only managed 10 points and were given prime field position once Stidham threw them the ball deep in the Broncos' own territory. I don't believe that this Patriots offense is going to be able to keep up with the firepower of Seattle. Seattle has a more explosive offense along with the more dominant defense. The Seahawks this postseason have only allowed 7 more points than the Patriots, and I understand that they actually have played one less game than the Patriots, but they also played the Rams and MVP Matthew Stafford, who put up 27. The Patriots face the Chargers, who have one of the most injured offensive lines, the Texans, who, as we all know, CJ Stroud definitely shit the bucket that game, and the Broncos, who lost Bo Nix due to his broken ankle. I don't fully believe that the Patriots have had a Mickey Mouse schedule, and no team has ever gifted a trip to the Super Bowl. But they have not faced a fully rounded team such as Seattle all playoffs. That's why I would give them such an advantage, and when comparing these offenses, the Seahawks put up 18 more points than the Patriots, of course, minus one game. Directly comparing the Seahawks and Patriots offense, though, Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Kenneth Walker, in my opinion, does have the edge on May, Ramondre, and Stephon Diggs. Of course, though, May was runner-up to the MVP award. They also have Henderson, who was one of the finalists for the Rookie of the Year award, and he will be helping them in the backfield. But the top end of the Seahawks, in my opinion, I'm confident, saying that they are better than the Patriots' top end players. When comparing the offensive lines, they do feel somewhat even, but I like the edge to the Seahawks because Cross is healthy, Gray, Zabel has had a nice rookie year, and no one is a real liability. Will Campbell has had a good rookie year for the Pats, but the interior of the O-line for them feels quite lacking. For the defenses, in my opinion, it's clear that the Seahawks are better. They're one of the best all season, and that didn't stop in the playoffs. Of course, they allowed more points this postseason, but they also played a real offense in the Rams. And when they played the injured 49ers, they did shut them down. And I really just can't see the Patriots being able to hold a lead for longer than 5 minutes this game, just due to the fact that it's going to be hard for them to get up in the first place on the Seahawks defense, and as well as the fact that I think the Seahawks offense is going to be firing on all cylinders, and I think that it's going to be a great offensive day for them. In case you guys haven't been able to tell already, I really do think the Seahawks are going to win this game. Now, I'm not sure it's going to be a blowout like a lot of people are calling for the Seahawks, but I think like a 27-14 game feels just about right for both these teams. I think the Patriots definitely do deserve to be here as no team is handed the Super Bowl. But at the same time, it is clear that they did have an easier path when it came to the playoffs, especially just considering there's just one major flaw for all 3 teams they faced. I hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and comment your final thoughts and please subscribe and like if you did enjoy.